All right, how's everyone doing? We are back here with verbose engineering, and in case you didn't manage to catch it yesterday, we have worked our way up to numbers. Getting a steady supply of 2s, 3s, and 5s in from our uranium enrichment, and transmuting those into various other numbers. Now, what I would like to start by doing today is by seeing if there's any way we can speed up this silo research. I believe we're being limited by, X in yellow psi, which we are only getting from uranium enrichment here. Because no M's on the belt for the uranium fuel cells. Because not enough petroleum. Output full on light oil. Oh, you're moving. Ah, here we go. Need some extra room for the light oil letters to get out. So we have some things we need to manually void. Could also set up a small cracking plant. This is true. I have avoided cracking so far purely on the basis of I would rather balance the system by voiding letters. But cracking some to petroleum might not be a terrible idea. Yeah, we have been doing it on voiding letters / clearing excess oils by transmuting those into solid fuels, but we're not getting that out as quickly as we need either. Tell you what, why don't we make a couple speed modules for this decompiler? Chloe, I'm having fried chicken, corn, and rice topped with teriyaki sauce. That sounds delicious. Let's see. Okay. We're going to set up a light oil cracking plant. Where do we want to do that? The other reason I've avoided that so far is that we have no storage tanks for circuit control, but there are ways around that. contents. Good lord, a giant tuft of cat hair just drifted right in front of my face. I need to comb this girl. Let's say greater than 60. Okay, that seems to be... Alright, make some pipes. Is the logic on the inserter at the petroleum fuel working correctly? Yeah, so... I have set this up such that we're only inputting new solid fuel into this decompiler if we actually need letters out as a means of trying to prevent this system from getting clogged too hard. But we need letters out most of the time, so I don't know that that logic is actually doing much. Okay, currently disabled by control behavior. Do you even have power right now? You're acting like you have power. Okay. Okay, there we go. We have some cracking to petroleum going. Should hopefully keep this flowing and keep getting us our precious M's. Okay, we have some science going here. The other thing we could do to get more M's in the system is... well, so here's the thing. M's are being eaten a little by wordmonger and hyper-developmental science. We should be reclaiming some from the decompiled uranium to form new uranium fuel cells. Also short on E's and U's for some reason. What does our status look like here? Status says we should have enough on the belt. Or at least coming onto the belt. Oh, let's see. How clogged are you? Almost. Hello to Chloe from Twitch chat. Let's see. Is it just X that we're stuck on, basically? Because no fuel cells, because, geez, not enough E's at the moment. Some coming from copper. It should all be working, it's just kind of slow. You tell if I backseat too much, you're doing fine. Okay, so... yeah, we're functionally being limited by how we can get Okay, we have M sorted with petroleum. Now we need to get the letters for fuel cell onto the belt a bit faster. I guess we can try... see, we should have 50 Cs on the belt. And we have about 50 Cs on the belt. About 50 Es. Yeah, this should function. It's just slow. Getting some new fuel cells from down here. I guess it's science that's eating all our E's. Let's try to bump that up. That should result in a gigantic flow of new E's. We can see some coming in from petroleum and solid fuel, copper plate, stone. Okay. I've considered building another Coverex setup on the other side of the belt, but I'm not honestly sure that's our fundamental problem here. It's really just getting the letters we need into the fuel cell assemblers. Hang on, use 30. Bump that up a bit more. Can't bump these up too high, otherwise we have trouble dropping letters onto the belt, as we can see down here. That is what we're lane balancing for. Anyone interested in the new Pixar movie Hoppers? I have seen no promos for that. What is that about? Is this working? Yes, okay. Alright, that's doing what it should. 32% on the silo. Yeah, we are making science slowly but steadily. Can't really describe it, it's where we got the lizard meme from. I regret to say I do not know what that is a reference to. You could drag a pipe over and make solid fuel directly next to the fuel cell assembler, and then ditch the solid part and direct insert the other letters so there's no chance of the letters getting eaten. Could. Oh, we actually have an abundance of fuel cells now. See, in theory, if there's enough letters on the belt, then it shouldn't matter if some of them get eaten upstream, because there will be some left over that pass through to the fuel cell assemblers. Well, fixed itself in quotes. I think this, this design oscillates a lot. But yeah, now it's A and R that are being eaten a bit. Presumably by this fuel assembler right here. Let's see. What are you stuck on? You're stuck on no Qs now. What is happening on our coal liquefaction? We're getting a few Qs. Too much heavy oil. Fascinating. So we should also set up some heavy oil cracking over here. Which I can do as soon as I get an eye. Gonna need more than that for the pipes. Oh, let's see. We can put that here. Pipes immediately. Let's see, we need to route this way so we can do... Why do I not have underground pipes? And do that for the water. Oh, actually, no, we can still get this out. Just have to do something incredibly screwy like that, and then we need to connect this here. Read contents, do not include in crafting, and enable you if heavy oil is over, let's say, this spits out 90 by default, so let's say 100. Right, that should give us 95. Oh, interesting. No, that should do the job. Okay. Still pumping some back into the input, that shouldn't be a problem. Let's make some... Let's see, grab some... We can't grab some peas. We can from over here. What was I just gonna do? I was going to module these cracking plants. Don't forget to place pipes for water. I got pipes for water. Somehow we are not getting enough water. Oh. What is this connected to? Oh, it was, okay, this also works. Sent the lizard meme on Discord. Thank you. I will look at that after stream. Okay, that is technically all connected now. Put that back. Don't you just love pipe spaghetti? You there, but now the other side is missing it. I think everything should be getting water now. And that pipe, yeah. Let's see. Let's dump this lamp up here. Okay. Avoid some letters. This should... I'm getting a huge letter flow from stone, which is nice to see. Can't all fit onto this belt. Okay. I am going to change this to output prioritize the right side so that there's always room for these inserters to dump onto the inner lane. You would think all Factorio players are Italian with the amount of spaghetti. Yes. It's always a bit funny to read YouTube comments along the lines of, like, knocking you for your spaghetti. There are definitely some people who think that if you don't build in nice organized city blocks all of the time, that you must be a bad player. Okay, that should also increase what we're getting in there. We're making fuel cells. We're making yellow science. Your first problem is actually reading the comments. You know, I like engaging. This is still clearly the starter base. Yeah, getting concrete in this mod is an interesting challenge. We have researched that. Oh, interesting. You can still only make that in an assembling machine. Fascinating. You know, for the most part, I enjoy... The quality of the Twitch stream is miles better than the YouTube one. I am sorry about that. That shouldn't be a problem in theory. I am using exactly the same stream output for both Twitch and YouTube. So they should be giving you exactly the same video feed. Does it give 10 concrete? Isn't that an endless loop, or did I see? I think that is an endless loop. 10x concrete with just the letters concrete, and presumably you can decompile 1. You know what? I'm curious. Let's set that up real quick. Need one of you, 3 of you. Gonna need more of you, and more of you. What do we think? Yeah, just regular concrete, that's fine. Okay. Letters go out this way. Actual... Wait, what am I doing? Okay, what we need to do is... Dump into a box here, and then... Oh, I need to flip this around. Because I want the letters to come up upstream. Here. Hello, there's numbers now. Slightly terrified for what that means. Yes, so the rocket silo in this game is a number silo, and rocket parts are made with n of each n numbers. So we have had to do some math to get from spare uranium-235 into all of the various numbers on this belt. Let's see, need another one. Okay, and then I need a constant. Also, that is very innovative. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting little things in this mod that I have really enjoyed so far. Spare uranium-235, yeah, so the only way to get letter X's is as a byproduct of Cover-X enrichment. So we are making spare U-235 and decompiling it and taking its numbers and feeding them here into this separate sushi loop. Okay, we're taking the letters concrete in here to make concrete, dumping it there. Let's see. How is this actually set up? Here, and then... I guess I could have just used that, whatever. Let's see, and then we need a decider. Yeah, that's what we actually needed. Let's drag some power down from here if we can get power poles. Assumed Cover-X would output the letters K-O-V-A-R-E-X. Not an unreasonable assumption. Yeah, not the overflow concrete, the overflow letters after decompiling. That is exactly what we're going to be setting up with this decider here. Forward the letters for... concrete. Let's see. No. What we actually want to do is enable this if anything is greater than 0. So if we need any of the letters from concrete, this will enable and dump all the letters from concrete back onto the belt. And in the meantime, this will just be making a crap ton of concrete. No shortage of those letters if this works. It is a concrete solution, haha. It could maybe use some refining, but none of us are too refined enough for that. Hello again, Wrong Perfection. Yes, almost 50% on the silo. We are experimenting with ways to get yellow science out a bit faster. We have just noticed that the concrete recipe from the letters concrete makes 10, and in theory that can get you an infinite loop of the letters for concrete, so we should not have any shortage of those letters ever again. Tara, I am not sorry. Nor should you be. Okay, I should void some of these T's. Martakis, I've never seen this. What is this mod? It looks interesting. This is a mod called Verbose Engineering. Relatively new on the scene. So the idea is that you take raw resources like coal and decompile them into the letters C, O, A, and L. Same for copper plates or petroleum gas barrels or solid fuel or stone bricks, etc. And then we take those letters and recombine them into things like science or backpackers science or wordmonger science. Or, in the case of yellow, quixotizing science. So yeah, Factorio, but it's a spelling bee. And yes, B. Jonas, it is a loop that duplicates the letters from concrete because the default recipe gives you 10 concrete. Does that work with any of the other items that you craft in multiples in vanilla? That's, let's see, copper cable only gives you 1, plastic only gives you 1, sulfur only gives you 1, so no, I think it's just this. That might be an oversight on the mod maker's part, to be totally honest. Do you need to insert the letters in order? No, thankfully. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to enforce that with scripting, but no, any order is fine. That doesn't seem intended, no one tell them. I will be communicating with the mod maker after beating this mod and asking him about some things. Like, I'm very curious if heat changers and exchangers taking in steam instead of taking in water is intended. I know it had to be changed to make this work, but that feels wrong. I love Factorio, but this hurts my brain. That's why we're playing it. Yay, 50% on the number silo, at a cool 5 science per minute. This is why we have a speed control mod. Thank you to Code Green for making a pretty one. Oh, let's see. Yeah, we have plenty of fuel cells. Enrichment is going about as fast as it's going to go. I could set up a completely different one, I suppose. Besides the Pyanodon videos, this is one of the few where I'm sure I'll never want to play this myself. Yeah, no, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Everyone has their own things that just don't click quite right with their brain, and if this isn't it for you, then that's totally fine. Okay, why is purple science starting to lag? And a blue science. No M's. No M's. What is going on with petroleum? Are we full? We are full. Okay. I've been enjoying myself with it. It's weird, but it's fun. Yeah, I've enjoyed my time with this mod a lot. This is a very unique twist on the default gameplay. You know what? Let's start paving. Middle click to clear. Look at that, it's a real base now. Does the mod add a third-tier decompiler? There is sometime later. Let's see. Raw fish to orbit, where is it? Yes, okay. By sending a satellite to orbit, you can get a universal letter decompiler. Which I believe the effect of that is to... Yeah, you actually have to make your white science, and you need a universal quantifier you can see down at the bottom to do that, and I believe using this specific decompiler is how you get those. I haven't quite looked that far ahead yet, though. So yes, there is a post-game to this mod, and I would be perfectly happy to continue playing this into the post-game and show that to you guys if that's something you're interested in. Let's not run into the pipes, thank you. Are bots available? Bots are available. Their requester chests are locked behind yellow science as usual, so you kind of have to... you kind of have to do this a sushi way or some other horrible way before you can actually get to the point where bots can just solve everything for you, which I think is a good balanced decision. Okay, I'll pave more of that in a minute. I subbed with Prime. Thank you so much, Chloe. Yeah, it has lamps, it has concrete, it's a real base now. See, what are we missing for you? Teas, of all things. Fascinating. Sedentane, oh cripes, I have Prime. No pressure. It's just there for if you feel like it. I am very new to this streaming thing, and I am not about to start pressuring you into subscribing with Prime if you have someone else you would rather give that subscription to. Let's see here. Cruising along at a cool 5 science per minute. Yeah, while I do enjoy this mod a lot, I am glad I have a speed control mod installed. I stole the Prime sub from my mom. Well done. And Sedentane subscribed with Prime. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Don't watch streams that much anymore, so you may as well have it. I do appreciate that quite a bit. Thank you. We're starting to drop off again. What is our problem? No T's, of all things. You should be... Wait a second. What's the logic I actually want to put in here? Right, positive is stuff we need on the belt, right? Yes. That's how we're getting filters set. Anything is greater than 0, which there should be, because this is greater than 0. I have it hooked up properly. Oh. Because I have set filters on. That would do it. Okay, prepare for a gigantic influx of bull crap. Okay, for real though, where is our ends gone? I assume this is a stoned problem. Oh yeah. That is 100% a stone problem. Fuel, light oil, heavy oil, coal, copper plate. I remember when Prime came with Twitch Turbo. Those were the days. We're so close to paving the whole thing. There we go. Okay. We are now slowly getting more ends onto the belt. Making yellow science at a respectable pace. We have some queues coming in. Too much petroleum. I'm sure that doesn't help. Sir Technology, too bad we have different time zones, would gladly stay and watch. I forget, where are you based? I should know this. Italy, okay. I apologize, I have been trying to get these streams to start earlier, and real life has been largely conspiring against me to prevent that from happening. But the VODs are all up on the second YouTube channel, so if you would like to watch them all after the fact, they are available. Let's see, I want a visual indicator. Of when this is trying to work. You know what? There we go. No worries, was watching your VODs here on Twitch. We'll gladly watch them there too. I forget how long Twitch stores my VODs for. But I'm pretty sure it ain't forever. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Should set up some lamps here too. These particular lamps are just so I can see when we're actually doing math. Let's also move you a bit. Bit more. Okay. Lamps. Yeah, we're not really doing much math at the moment, which I assume means we have a relatively number-balanced belt. That does look about where I've set it, with the notable exception of quite a few 8s. Should probably build in some 8 avoiding. Target is in red, real in green here. Have a few ones, quite a few zeros. Yeah, that is a lot of 8s. Let's do something about that. Jeez. I'm running low on all my critical stuff. What did I say? 8s. If we have too many 8s, just void some 8s. And then we need to connect you to you. Yeah, that immediately starts working. That also puts us over the limit of 6s because we're making 6s from 8 plus 8 modulo 10. Back in the days, VODs was 30-day expired time, now it's unlimited. You can also highlight some, but it takes up storage and capped at 100 hours. Fascinating. Let's see, that pretty quickly reduced the number of 8s to within acceptable ranges. I'm going to change you to a normal fast inserter. That is such a funny letter loop. That can't be intentional. Okay, 73% on the number silo. Not enough N's of all things. I assume that means stone is jammed again. Yeah, we're getting some N's flowing. Yeah, jammed as usual. Jeez. Oh, yeah, because the voiding loop is completely jammed. Okay. How close to jammed are you? Not very. Great. There we go. Look at all those ends flowing. Avoid some of the rest of those up top. Beautiful, beautiful flow of ends. Let's see. Okay. 74% on the silo. You're still rolling because of no ends. You know what? Tell you what. I am going to add... Okay, I was going to add... There we go. Now I am going to add a constant just to this particular one. So that it only triggers if we're very low on any of these letters, because this is going to dump a bunch of stuff. Do I do that, or do I set up a proper voiding loop for this? No, we're gonna do this the janky way. Of these, so we have to be not just low, but very low on some of these letters. Oh, wait. Oh, this isn't an infinite loop because you need 10 to decompile. I did not notice that either. Okay, that is a little unfortunate. You know what? I'm gonna cut this off for the time being. It's nice, but it's also stealing Cs from uranium fuel cells and kneecapping our science progress. I mean, it makes sense to do it that way, right? But that is a little bit sad. It does, but it's the only one out there. I mean, we're doing something very similar with barrels, right? We're just filling them up with liquid and then decompiling them and getting the letters from barrel right back to make more barrels. So free WATER from here. Probably refined is... yeah, I can't imagine refined isn't the same. That would make sense. Alright, 75% done. We are researching yellow. We have stuff on our belts. Let's see. No, I gotcha, Tara. I believe you're probably correct that refined would also take 10 to decompile. Oh, let's see here, let's see here, let's see here. We're doing on numbers. Pretty good, not that many 9s. Actually fine on 9s, it's that we have too much of everything else. Which is what, 3, 6, 5, 8, 2. Then again, I guess we set up voiding to have fairly high thresholds. This should be fine. Why don't we bump this up again? Yeah, we're doing some voiding math as we're getting more 2s, 3s, and 5s in. Yeah, I think with our current enrichment setup, this is about as fast as it's going to go. I guess we could make a totally separate enrichment setup, but I'd kinda rather just sit here with speed control for a while, because that's... Yeah, enrichment was kind of a pain. Imagine if instead of adding numbers, you calculate the digital root. You know, I think the mod author made the right choice here with just add modulo 10. %. 89%. Riveting gameplay right here. Oh, we're dropping. Why are we dropping? Dead on uranium fuel cells because because probably petroleum's voiding is clogged again. That usually seems to be what happens. Who called it? Let's see. Up some A's too. Let's see, that gets the M's flowing. Yeah, I guess because we're not putting the letters for B-A-R-E-L this way, then that one's gonna get clogged before the other one. Oh, that doesn't help either. Some of you. Yeah, take a whole bunch of I's from here. Where's that even coming from? Decompiling L, probably. Hello, Blauwell. Came at a lovely time. We are just unjamming some clogs to keep the M's flowing. We are 91% of the way to our number silo. Why don't I build another general purpose voider closer down? So, at the moment, these voiding loops, it's hard to tell underneath alt mode, but these voiding loops are coming straight off the output chests from the decompiler. And fundamentally, that's limited by the speed at which the first decompiler in this voiding loop can process its letters. So when a chest like this gets clogged, it's just dependent on the speed at which letters from the other chest can process. Even if I wanted to add another voiding loop, which is what it would take to process this faster, there's just no room coming off of this chest. I've already speed moduled the decompiler, like, other than manually unclogging everything every so often. I've done what I can in the space available. You know something sneaky I could do? Since this chest was getting full, and this chest is clearly not getting full, I can do that. And have this decompiler have a separate output into this other voiding loop, so if this chest ever gets backed up, it has somewhere else to go. I love how cursed that is. Let's see. Starting to pick back up now that we have our M's. Why did I not use fusion and lasers only for my inner planet haulers? Why didn't I do that? I wanted to build an inner planet hauler design that was achievable at a slightly earlier point in game progression. Like, it's easy to do that once you already have the tech. I was hoping for a design that was something you could build with just novice techs. Granted, I didn't totally get there because it uses some tier 3 modules which need some extra planetary stuff for perfect progression. Yeah, my Fulgora and Aquilo initial designs were, let's say, lacking. Alright, there we go. We have a number silo. Or at least we've researched the number silo. Okay. Build that. And we'll stick you here. Yeah, let's say creative. Sure, we'll go with that. Let's see. Okay. Oh yeah, I was warned about this, and I'm curious to see what happens. Supposedly, putting productivity modules in the silo does something rather screwy. What did I need? I need C's. Up by copper. Do you play any other games except Factorio in your free time? What free time? Basically, every game I play these days is for the channel. Okay, what does this do? It seems to be... Is this normal? It feels normal. It reduce... What? No. 4, 6, and 8. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm not seeing anything that's, like, terribly screwy. Other than the fact that apparently there's some scripting going on to swap back and forth between which numbers are required. Because by default you can only have 3 rocket part ingredients. Okay. Let's see. Where is a... Okay, I need a decider. I have a decider. Excellent. Let's see. Green is... current. What do I need then? What do I need? What do I need? What do I need? No, I need to set up, another arithmetic combinator. Do I have one of those? No. And I had a U. Okay. You take everything and multiply by negative, not 11, no. Negative 1. Add circuits. Interesting. Okay, let's give you a new circuit. Am I doing this right? I am not doing this right. Okay, demand minus supply. Okay, we can just take that and use that as filters. Let's use one decider to... forward just 2, 3, and 8. Set these to set filters. Okay, so if we need more 2s and 3s, we have them. Okay, our stockpiling should help us out with number progress now. All of these extra numbers we built up from trying to get our 0.7% chance at our U-235s are now going to come back and supplement our number count to get this silo off the ground faster. Moment we need 8s. Where are we even making 8s? Do I see this? It's demand minus supply. I'm doing this backwards, aren't I? I think I'm doing this backwards. I'm definitely doing this backwards. Pull. Okay, what we actually want on the belt are 8s. As we add more, that count goes down and eventually disappears from the filters. That's what we actually want. Okay, back to the question of where we were getting our 8s from. That makes 4, that makes 6, that makes 0, 5, 7, 1, 1, 9, 9. Five, 0, 0, 6. I guess we're not really making 8s anywhere. We should add that. Let's see, what else do we need? We need M's for another assembler. Okay, is that the last? Interesting. Okay. Existential quantification and universal quantification. Either satellite or fish. Okay, swipe you. Yeah, I think when I was setting up these numbers, I just assumed we'd be getting a bunch of 8s from uranium-238, but we're kind of not, aren't we? We're getting 235s. So what we actually want to do here is add 3s and 5s. Threes and 5s and not enough 8s. There's a lamp. Oh, more M still. Okay. Okay, we have 8s on the belt now. I have some T's I need to void. Oh, let's see. And we're clogged because of course we are. Here's some M's. Cannot insert lamp, inventory is full. Fine, we'll void some more. You know what, you look ripe for voiding. Also gonna dump some of these. Let's see. Yeah, let's do the right thing here and do that for 5s as well. Set that up to dump. Okay. Over here, dump a lamp. Great. We are making 8s from 3s and 5s. This kind of feels like Shapes. I would not know, I have not played it, although Shapes 2 is on my 2 playlist. Which homepage has an ad for TurboTax claiming it's 100% free? Hello there, Andrew. The Number Factory is indeed going relatively well. We have a bunch of 3s being eaten upstream, I think. Yeah, not nearly enough 9s on the belt, which should, in theory... because we don't have enough 3s or 6s on the belt either. Let's see. We should also be making 9s from 7 2s and 8 1s. And again, we don't have 7s. Yeah, we could be doing this from 8 1s, though. Let's see, I need some more M's, I think. I definitely need some more M's. Your running numbers, mostly ones and zeros. Futurama, yes. I'm just going to steal all of those. Can't wait to see the YouTube video. This will be the next video. Okay, dump you there, and then set you up for... What did I say? 8s and 1s? We have plenty of 8s and 1s, and we need 9s, so yeah. We have more than enough 8s and more than enough 1s and not enough 9s. Then add 1s and 8s to make 9s. It would also help if I connected this combinator to anything. There we go. Now we're getting some 9s. What mod is this, says Enochian. This is a mod called Verbose Engineering. The idea being that you take raw resources like, let's say, copper plate, and break them down into COPPERPLATE, and then use those letters to recombine them to make things like science, or backpackers science, or quixotizing science, etc. It also features arithmetic, which is what we're doing right now in our number silo. And there's definitely some scripting going on to get these rocket parts set up the way it says they're set up. In theory, a rocket part is made with 1 0, 1 1, 2 2s, 3 3s, etc., all the way up to 9s. But in practice, it looks like the engine has a hard-coded limit of only 3 possible rocket parts. Only 3 possible ingredients per rocket part, so it's switching between them every time. But we are slowly working our way up to a rocket. We're getting numbers either from spare uranium-235 from our Covarex enrichment process, which is also how we're getting the letter X. Or we've stocked up a bunch of numbers over here from when we were doing a slightly more normal depleted uranium fuel processing chain to get our usual 99.3% chance of U-238 or 0.7% chance of U-235. So we have a bunch of 2s, 3s, and 8s stocked up, and a couple of 5s. So we are then feeding those into these assemblers, which do signal-based arithmetic. I think Industrial Revolution uses 4 ingredients and Nullius uses something like 9 ingredients. If Code Grain was in here, he could correct me, but I'm just going off of what I see here, which is that there's only 3 ingredients per rocket part. And in theory, there should be more. Oh, 3 numbers are chosen randomly for each craft, it says. Just noticed that. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if that's an engine limitation or not. The letter X being a byproduct of Cobra X tickles me greatly. Me too. Norbiova, hi there, my favorite head of factory employee of the month. I notice a serious lack of Pyanodons related factories on your channel. So the reason I am starting to stream is in part because of Pyanodons. I figure at some point I will want to take that challenge on. And I don't want to drop off the face of the internet for a year to make the resulting fully edited video. So I figure broadcasting the process is the next best way of dealing with that. So we are experimenting with streaming on some smaller scale projects, and then as things like Pyanodons creep up on me, that will probably be streamed as well. I was partially joking when I mentioned... I feel like everyone is partially joking when they mention Pyanodons. I don't know how many of Dosh's viewers are really being serious when they're... when they keep telling him he can't run from Pyanodons forever. But I am not opposed to it, in theory. Much like Dosh, you just have to find a way to do it without killing your channel. Okay, why are we not making 9s? No 1s, presumably they're being eaten upstream. Well, there's some 9s coming from here. I love Pyanodons, looking forward to it. Yeah, there are a lot of streamers playing it, but I don't want to be one of those people who just dumps 1,000 unedited hours of Pyanodons onto YouTube and calls it a day. I would actually want to make something fully edited from it. Why is Pyanodons so infamous? I have only heard rumors. Pyanodons is the final boss of Factorio difficulty. There are a lot of processes that it has that mirror actual real-life chemical processes with, like, tens of ingredients and byproducts and all sorts of fun crap. Plus a bunch of, like, wild alien science and chemistry. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, there's not many fully edited Pyanodons videos. There's one French guy who is trying his best. Let me look up his name. What is his name? I should know this. Because someone pointed this out to me, and then I went and subscribed to him. Yes, Stareplu, S-T-A-R-E-P-L-U-E, on YouTube. Every 100 hours, he is putting out a new fully edited Pyanodons video. I'm a chemist, this will be my first overhaul. I have also heard that Nullius does chemistry pretty well. That has not been ported to 2.0, however. I don't entirely know if it's in the process. But yeah, there is a reason why people say that Pyanodons is a lifestyle rather than a game. It is not uncommon for Pyanodons runs to take over 1,000 hours. Okay, we really need more 9s. Adding 3s and 6s, we're adding 2s and 7s, we're adding 1s and 8s. It's really just a question of how many numbers we have on the belt in the first place, isn't it? Okay. I want more raw ingredients on the belt. So let's add some constants to, what is it, red wire output here. Two, 3, and 8. Yeah, I have not played Nullius either. I have only heard tales of it. I am not opposed to stepping back my game version to 1.1 to play it if that's something that people would be interested in seeing. Ever done SE plus K2? No, and I don't intend to do SE until it receives at least one more major update. I would want SE to be in a sufficiently different state from where it was in Dash's run to justify having another fully edited run somewhere on YouTube. And I believe the only real major change that it's had in the last, year has been 2.0 compatibility. So once it gets to 0.8, maybe. It's definitely something that I am paying attention to, but not something that's going to happen anytime in the relatively near future. It does support elevated rails, yeah. But the chemistries and the byproducts and all of the production chains are the same as they were. Looked at Pi SE. Oh god, no, I have not. I think Doc Jade is also playing K2 SE. More power to him. I looked it up because I wasn't sure. IR2 and IR both have 4 ingredients to a rocket part, but they're not the same 4 ingredients. Interesting. Okay, that may not be an engine limitation yet. Haven't seen anything come from Doc for a while. Yeah, he's, I had heard that he was pretty burnt out on Factorio after his floppy disk video, and Lord knows I don't blame him for that at all. Because that was a monster undertaking. Okay, what do we need to do to actually get more? Tell you what, let's bump this up a bit further. Doc Jade abandoned his K2 SE because of Space Agent 2.0. Unfortunate, but understandable. Can't migrate a K2 SE save to 2.0. I mean, I'm sure there would have been plenty of people who would be happy to watch him step back to 1.1 and keep going, but again, I am not so burnt out on this game that I can't play another mod even after the Four Corners crap. And I don't blame him for being burnt out in the slightest. Okay, what can we do here to speed this up? More 8s. Interesting. It seems like it deletes the numbers you put in. Need recipe finished. Nullius has 11 different ingredients to a rocket. Each rocket takes just one rocket part, and then you still have to craft a satellite or one or the other. Fascinating. It is currently about 0 Fahrenheit, says Blake, and my room window is open because I forgot to close it before it became too cold. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. Let's see. I need another bulk inserter and a couple of... Okay, if I can read... if the machine is working, and then enable this on check is greater than 0. I'm concerned that we're inputting too many numbers. Because it seems to eat the ones that are in here but go unused when it switches the recipes for the next rocket part. So I'm gonna see if this can let us take this back out. You, in theory, should only be enabled when that control signal is 0. Huh. Unknown item name signal check. Okay, that does not work. Noted. Okay. Let's see. When was our last autosave? Okay, from like a minute ago. Okay. Can't read working. Let's see. Can we read contents? Outputs the ingredients for the currently required recipe. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I have an alternate idea of how to go about this if read contents works. Yeah, if read contents works and read ingredients works, okay, let me think here. What does this actually output? Okay, that outputs that. If I say read ingredients, oop, no. 4 nines. Okay. So I can read contents and ingredients, but not both at the same time, really. Factory decided to use a non-ASCII letter. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We know what the requested contents should be. Right, n of each n plus 1 for 0. Okay, how do we make this work? Any ideas how I should name my Aquilo ship, naming it after fitting Greek/Norse gods? I mean, it's an ocean planet, so Poseidon, maybe? Yeah, or something to do with ice. I'm not so versed on my Greek gods that I have, that I know what the god or goddess of ice would be, or even if there is one. The god of skiing. Okay. Why are we not getting nines? No ones. No ones, not enough sixes, not enough threes. Okay. Demeter was Greek. Interesting. You have now streamed a couple times. Does it still take as much energy out of you as the first time? No. I think that having a relatively active couple of chats that gives me things to respond to means that I don't have to be forcing myself to come up with conversation or thinking out loud or whatnot quite as much as I would if I was only getting like 3 people watching this. Yes, Skybagel, this mod is verbose engineering. Okay, let me think. Okay. Let me see if I'm thinking about this right. First off, do that so we only have a hand size of 1. Then in here we say 2 has a value of, nope, -1. 3 has a value of -2. 4 has a value of -3, and so on. 16, 12, 8. We also read ingredients. 17, 13, 19. Yeah. Let's see. The silo takes 3 numbers at a time, and it takes n of each number. So at the moment, it takes 6 6s, 8 8s, and 9 9s. The key here is that it's requesting more than, or rather, the internal inventory cap is more than that number. So I'm trying to figure out a way to circuit control it so that we only ever input a maximum of 6 6s and 8 8s and 9 9s and so on, so that it doesn't eat more numbers off of the belt than it needs to. Downloading now. The moment I saw the title, I was doomed. Yeah, see right here, it's just going to eat the 6s, 8s, and 9s. Yeah, it ate the 6s. The next one needs 7s, 8s, and 9s. I tip my hat to you for streaming on both Twitch and YouTube. Yeah, setting up multi-streaming had a couple of false starts, but the Discord community seemed very split down the middle on where they wanted to see this, what platform they wanted to see this on, so I'm doing my best to please everyone here. Why not use it as a blacklist when the amount inside gets positive? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make that work. What I would love to do, except it just caused the game to crash, is just read working and then withdraw anything that's in inventory while it's working. But that is clearly not going to be sufficient. Let's see. Prefer YouTube when I don't have a Twitch sub. Very fair. Let's see. Okay, I need to take contents, multiply them by -1. And then add to that stuff in a constant. That is the maximum number of what we want. And use that to set filters. For that, we're also going to need 2 deciders. Here, 0, 1, 1, 2 2s, 3 3s, 4 4s, 5 5s, 6 6s, 7 7s, 8 8s. 9 9s. So that gives us, if we connect to here, we have too many 3s and 4s in the system, which we do. So we want half of these. We can only have 5 filters on an inserter at a time, so we want half of this to handle 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other half to handle 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We're 1 under. I have an off by 1 error. Let's see. We're looking at 2 6s and 9s. Okay, if we change this to 3. There we go. That gives us what we need. Okay. Bump each of these up by 1. Because we need to drown out the off by 1 error. 6 5s, 7 6s, 8 7s, 9 8s, and 10 9s. Okay. That says 5 7 8. 9, -2. Why is that -2? Why is that -12? Oh, 7 3. Oh. That would be why. Okay, we need to include in crafting to stop it from inserting more while it's working. Let's see. Why is it doing that? Sixes, 5 5s. That stopped correctly. That got rid of the filters. Add extra to offset the 0 total. That's what including crafting should be doing. I think, assuming I'm understanding it correctly. Some mods or games have this problem with people only playing on the highest difficulty that includes the science modifier. I've seen more 1000x science streams than any other number strictly between 1 and 1000. Yeah. I was talking with Code Green a couple days ago, and he mentioned a mod that ramps up the science cost as you keep getting further into the game. So, like, it starts at a normal multiplier, and then as you keep unlocking more technologies, it makes the multiplier bigger, which seems like a more balanced way to me to handle that sort of thing. But yeah, I would not want to play a 1000x science run because it's been done so many times. You should be reading in crafting. Why are you not reading in crafting? Oh. Wait a minute. No. No, that's fine. Yeah, okay. I just can't see things because of alt mode. I feel like that mod was a dependency of some pack I played a while back. Can't remember what. God, that sounds kind of awful. Might as well craft a satellite. We're right here. Just made you think before researching whatever was available. Yeah. And something I just realized is this technically has a bottleneck where if we're full on yellow science, it's not going to keep... We're not full on yellow science, which is why this is still working, but if we were full on yellow science, it would eventually stop enriching uranium because there would be a sufficient number of X's on the belt. I guess I count myself lucky that we didn't have to deal with that. Should not be adding more right now. Logistics groups are great. I now have 5 Spidertrons with different construction materials following me. I love the logistic group feature. That was a phenomenal addition to 2.0. Having to monitor that by each individual item back in 1.1 was a gigantic pain in the butt. Oh baby, we're almost there. Oh, you know what? This is not going to work because I don't have a cargo landing pad. There's not really a great way to put this. Great place to put this except on the outside, so I guess we'll do that. Why Mo as a profile picture? I have not really seen another fictional character that I identify quite as hard with just in terms of perfectionist tendencies. Like, that is definitely a strength and weakness of mine, is I want everything to be as perfect as it can possibly be. And seeing a character whose entire purpose was to seek and destroy foreign contaminants just felt like it spoke to my soul. Oh, really? Screw it, that's fine. Let's see, we need a... No, we don't need to circuit control this at all. do want to filter that to only white science, which we don't have researched yet, so... Can I save and reuse hotbars? There are mods to do that. But not natively built into the game, unfortunately. We had the auto trash mod, which could do some but not all that Logistic Group could do. Yeah, there were ways of getting close back in 1.1. Yeah, there's a mod that can save hotbars into a blueprint that you can put into personal blueprints. I forget what it's called, unfortunately. Oh, come on, we need 1-9. I don't know if we have one that works in 2.0. I think that's been ported. We are a single 9 away. I'll tell you what. Pump that up a bit more. It should eventually get us our 9. Quick bar templates. That sounds right. Well, where's our 9? There it is. All right. Shall we? Beautiful. Yeah, satellite was easy. It was just the letters for it. All right. That is verbose engineering. We have now researched universal quantification. So this here is the post-game. What's the playtime? It was just under 44 hours. By game ticks, anyway. That's, that was with some copious use of a speed mod. But it would have been the same had we just sat around waiting for it. The other person on the mod discussion page that beat it, I think did it in 45, so that's about on track. Playtime will be off due to speed mod. I'm pretty sure that goes off of game ticks, not real time. You don't have to wait until the lab's research with space science. No, that was a trigger tech. Yeah, we get universal science by sending satellites into space, getting universal quantifiers out, and adding one of every letter. This is a universal letter decompiler. I am going to... Let's see. We have that. I am going to spend one of these to make one universal letter decompiler just to see what this does. Oh, that's a lot of gift subs. More gift subs. Thank you, Blauel. I really appreciate that. Blauel has been very generous with his or her gift subs. Okay, so if we put in like a U, this appears to use the same recipes. I guess it has more module slots. But I'm not sure that it has access to any different recipes. Okay, what happens if we decompile a universal quantifier? Actually, decompile universal quantifier, 5% chance of any given letter in the game. Okay. And then this is the one we haven't done yet, is an existential quantifier, which can be turned directly into any letter in the game. Did you make a safety save before I tried? No, I didn't. Honestly, I probably should save this. Okay. So if we wanted to make another rocket and send a fish to orbit, we can get ourselves existential quantification. Sending research fish into space and receiving scientific data from them used to produce any fresh letter or number. Be careful that the fish doesn't spoil on the way up. We have spoilage turned off. Mwahaha. Okay. Let's see here. So if we get universal quantifiers out of this... Yeah, let's set this up so it can technically do infinite research. That starts with some mining productivity. Can't wait to combine this one with Code Green's one that swaps liquids and solids. I am really looking forward to seeing how that mod pans out. That sounds like a delicious nightmare. Okay, if we wanted this to make light science, that needs universal quantifiers plus one of every letter in the game. Another power pole. Yeah, liquid solid fuel. That is exactly the kind of nonsense that that mod is. Okay. Let's filter this to universal quantifiers, just in case we ever want to send a fish up. So now... just waiting on J's? Oh, that's right. J's, if memory serves, only come as a chance from decompiling I's. Which means we need something that takes I in and spits J out. Okay, why don't we... Let's see. Get you filtered to I's. And J's can be output this way. I should also set up... Actually, we can do that without... Hey, we got a J. Okay, we are going to read contents, not including in crafting, and only enable this if J is less than 1. Look at that, white science. It technically works. See, the only other thing we need to automate this is to get satellites into here. Swapping input and output so that that's a good point. Fine, I'll just redo it. Nope, nope, nope. Eyes only. Yeah, any reused eyes can then be grabbed immediately and put back in. For now, I'm just going to shove a bunch of J's in here because we're not researching military science. We genuinely don't need it for anything else. Even worse would be with fun mode, then you'd have liquid solid steam. Brilliant. Okay. Whatever, I happen to have those, that's fine. And then over here, we can make satellites. What am I doing? Need that offset slightly. Because I need to be able to dump it onto that belt. Just waiting on A's. All right. In theory, that is fully automated white science. How hard were tier 3 modules in 1.1? Because in the Dosh vid he says they are super expensive, but in Space Age they are kinda easy. What are the... I was about to look up what are the tier 3 module recipes now? Yeah, what they are now is, a tier 1 speed module plus the number 3, which is not exactly normal. I'm trying to think. In 1.1, they were, and I think still in vanilla, they are 4 of the same type of tier 2 module, plus I want to say 5 blue circuits. So, yeah, expensive. Space Age makes them quite a bit easier. And, waiting on X's, which we are technically stealing from Yellow Science. Why are we waiting on X's? What are you dead on? No U-238, because no fuel cells, because no letter U. Presumably... Well, there's some coming in on the belt. We're fine. Oh god, that filled up immediately. Five tier 2 plus 5 red chips plus 5 blue chips. Yeah, I was underestimating it. And yeah, in Space Age, Volcanus exists. Modules 2 always need 4 module 1s. Okay, we will soon have X's again. Look at that, 9 science per minute. Heck yeah. Okay. In theory, this is fully automated white science. Granted, the number silo is going to be very slow. I'm thinking, is a SE Tier 9 speed or a Space Age Legendary Tier 3 speed better? I don't know. Have not played SE, could not tell you what the bonuses are, and honestly could not tell you what the Legendary Tier 3 bonuses are off the top of my head either. Let's see. We want to hurry this along so that... What are we on right now? Mining Prod 1 still? Oh god, yeah. Okay. Let's at least get ourselves up to Mining Prod 4. In fact, do we want to throw... Oh gosh, I don't really want to throw military science on here, but we could. Oh, I am so sorry guys, I am receiving a call that I have to take. One moment. Okay, I am back. So sorry about that. Family. I see Purple Sciences still muted. Shouldn't be. Testing, coming through. It looks fine on my end. Okay. Now it works, yes. Apologies for the blank voiceover for a few minutes there. I had a call from family that I had to deal with. Did not want to put it on BRB while science was going, especially because I didn't know how long that was going to take. But we are making ourselves some purple science again. I just want to get this to a point where we are technically using the white science. How are we coming on our next silo? 56%. Not terrible. Did your mom actually tell you to get a real job? No, but she is, you know, concerned for my well-being, as all good moms are. Let's put it that way. How long is this supposed to take? Another 4 or 5 minutes, probably. No, she's been a wonderful mom to me, and I love her quite a bit. She just has her idiosyncrasies, as all moms do. But we love her for it. We're dropping again. Why are we dropping again? Not enough purple. Not enough ends, really? I guess stone is clogged. Oh yeah, stone is very clogged. I know we don't need this anymore, but I like leaving it up here just as a testament to how chaotic this mod has been. Goodness, that is a lot that needs avoided. So I should put the question to you guys in chat. I have been on the hunt for lines from TV shows, movies, etc., where characters spell out words as things that I can insert into the next video as meme references. So far, I have a clip from The Simpsons where Lisa Simpson spells out M-E-H, meh. I have gotten a clip from Gwen Stefani's Holler Back Girl music video It's bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. And I am going to find a way to insert these things if it kills me. But there are not many other lines I can think of, or at least no easy ways to Google for those lines. From other videos, other TV shows, etc. Can you guys think of any lines where characters spell things? Black Eyed Peas, oh god. I have a thing with Black Eyed Peas. I do not like their music at all. I think the Glamorous video might work too. A good chunk of that song is just spelling glamorous. Okay. Pump It by Black Eyed Peas. Let's see what we're doing down here. Big Daddy is a good movie for it. Constitution. Giant egg from the theme song of the Super Mario 64 game. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. I'm not sure how I would use that, but that's a good one. It's not Giant Egg, it's G-I-N-T-E-G-G without an A. Okay. The film Secret of My Success has a song that spells success. That'd be a good one. Good old Gint egg. SpongeBob, F is for friends. Yes. Thank you, Chloe. I really should have used that one for the fun mode video. I don't know why that didn't occur to me, but it would have been great. Lowall, PIMP by 50 Cent. Yeah, that's on the list. I'm not sure where I would use that either, but that's one that jumped immediately to mind. Matilda musical / film has a song called School Song that's just all the alphabet. Okay. Automod held my message in jail for so long. Yeah, sorry, that didn't show up in the multi-chat plugin that I had, so I had to look over in Twitch chat and manually allow that. Running out of blue science, really? No M's. Yeah, still no M's. That's probably clogged again. I hope you can find something about how some British English dialects pronounce iron and ion the same. There are a lot of fun British English dialect words that that sound shockingly like each other. A lot of them I have noticed say the word saw, like I saw something, and pronounce it sore. Something that spells out science. Yeah, I have, what I should do is I should dig up a torrent of old Bill Nye the Science Guy episodes, because I bet there's something in there. The only song with the word science I can think of off the top of my head is the one by System of a Down, and that's not exactly thematic. As a British English person, don't look up all the regional words we have for roll of bread. Is this like one of those Eskimo things where they have 50 words for snow or whatever? No, formerly and formally, yep. Some American ones I find funny because they pronounce two opposite things the same, like make my heart sore or sore. Raise or raise. Yep. We have plenty right here in the States that are equally silly. Okay, why are you stuck? No M's again. I swear I just unclogged this. Oh, there's a bunch. Are we having oil issues? Output full of petroleum. Oh, that would do it. Cover art for Crash Twinsanity OST might be AI generated. That would be unfortunate. It has the filter. Best one is when can't and can sounds the same before a verb starting with T or D. Yeah, I do my level best to enunciate every possible consonant in my videos. And it's not always easy in situations where one word ends with a sound and the next word begins with the same sound. Like, having to manually insert that pause is kind of annoying to do. There are times when I will rewrite parts of a script just to use, like, synonyms for one of those two words just to avoid having to take that little pause. Dropped the cover art in the music channel. I will take a look right after this stream. Actually, I can do that now. Cover art in the music channel. Ooh, gosh. Yeah, gosh, that's a tough one. I will say that the text looks correct on it. Then again, it appears that Crash has 4 fingers on one hand and 3 fingers on another hand. And whatever the other guy's name is also has differing numbers of fingers on their 2 hands, so partially maybe. Bap bun roll stoddy barm cake. Fascinating. Text on the box in bottom left. It's illegible. Oh, is there supposed to be text on that box? I would not have picked that up. That's a good eye. Pronunciation reminds me of Nicole Oliver voicing Princess Celestia in My Little Pony. Friendship is magic in a very clear pronunciation where almost other characters speak so unclearly that I am reading the transcript. Yeah, I paste my script in a box and let YouTube auto-sync the subtitles, so people who want the closed captioning can have it, but I strive to make closed captioning unnecessary. There we are. We are now officially researching mining productivity 4, which requires white science. And it is working. You love to see it. It occurs to me there's probably a Mr. T or Ice-T gag somewhere with the dramatic surplus of the letter T. That is probably true. Make sure to ask for those spelling videos on the Discord too. Yes, I will. Where's our next silo coming along? 72%. Yeah. Which is about as fast as we could research all of this stuff anyway, so... Let's see. Let's at least get ourselves to 1% mining prod 4. Anytime now. I know this is like a 5,000 science pack research, but still. 1%. Awesome. We're doing the thing. Alright. That, ladies and gentlemen, is verbose engineering. Oh, gosh. What do we think? Do we keep going? Do we do something else? Do we hang it up for the night? I think we're about finished here. Not sure what else there is to be done other than sending a fish to orbit. Iced tea can go pound sand. Oh, supports the current administration. That's deeply disappointing. Alright, tell you guys what. I think I am going to hang this up here for the night. Because I think we are at about the close of verbose engineering, it seems like. On the latest Last Week Tonight episode. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it, guys. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Alright, I don't know when... I'm trying to think when the next time I'm going to stream will be. Tomorrow I'm going to be probably off, because I have a thing I'm going to be going to in real life at night. A friend who's throwing a party of some kind. But I can probably be back on Saturday, maybe doing Dyson Sphere program. That seems like the next best thing to do. Jonas, does it count if they're spelling out how an acronym resolves? Might be a stretch, but I would consider it. Okay, I'm gonna hang up here. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And I hope to see you again in a day or two. Maybe some Dyson Sphere. If you guys have any different ideas, I would love to hear them. Go drop those in the Discord, and I will see what I can do. Take care, everyone.